Hey KU fans, welcome back to KU Sports Extra here at Island Fieldhouse with Benton Smith. I'm Matt Tate, and it is official now. I just read this, it's official. 64-49. Kansas wins it over Kansas State in the 291st Sunflower Showdown.
Did you just make up that number?
No, it's a real number.
Oh, wow.
3 digits.
That's a lot of games.
It is a lot of games. More importantly, you can see these, we're behind me. 14s and 15s, 14s and 15. 14 is what the streak is.
Yeah.
15 is what it could be. It
long
really
ways
could.
to go.
There is a long ways to go, but if this one didn't go this way, it wouldn't have been. We would have had to cover them up.
We'd have to stand somewhere else.
Yeah, right, like at the 1 down there or whatever. But yeah, KU's very much still alive in this race. Obviously, in terms of 1 back with 3 to go, anybody would be alive with that. But I think there was something more than that tonight. There was something about the way they sort of asserted themselves, reminded K-State, hey, this is our conference. We're the best team out here. You better not lose because we're coming. Now, doesn't mean they're going to win out. Doesn't mean K-State's going to lose again. But tonight, it certainly had that feel of just a little reminder that this thing's not over.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously had to win. I mean, if you lose this game, you're done. I mean, mathematically they wouldn't have been done, but I mean, for their it would have been. There's like a 10-item list of things that would have had to happen, and all of them would have to go their favor just to like get a tie at that point. I mean, this was a must, and to their credit, they came out and they made it happen. Now, a lot of that credit though goes to Mitch Lightfoot, right?
No doubt.
Because KU was not off to a good start tonight.
No.
Down 10-3 early, maybe playing a little bit too hyped, too excited for the stage and what was at stake. But Mitch Lightfoot came through and he just made those effort plays, but also was scoring. He was backing down Dean Wade and
Can't
the post.
wait to hear that voice I just did on the playback here. It fit the tone though. It was remarkable. I mean, the guy caught the ball in the post and was just like, I got this. Like, I mean, fearless. You know, I did have one thought. I mean, if that was Kanate from West Virginia, I don't know if he would have posted as hard. Something about Dean Wade, an injured Dean Wade. He wasn't afraid of him. He posted other guys, though, too. But that first one that got him off was on Wade. Went by him after a nice move. Got the foul. Missed the free throw, but got the foul, made the bucket. And that really set the stage for his monster contribution tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, like, his defense inside was as good as ever.
Right.
And it's, once again, exactly what this team needs on the interior. Only credited with 3 blocks.
He had 4.
Yeah,
I wrote 4.
He had 4.
I wrote 4. He had 2 on 1 possession.
Yeah.
When they blocked 3 on 1 possession. So maybe that's where it got mixed up.
Yeah.
He had 1 in the first half and he had 1 late.
Right.
So it was 4.
That's 4. That's quick math. But yeah, I mean, with what he was doing from an effort standpoint inside, K-State was not able to get. I think they ended up with 8 points in the paint on the night.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to win on the road doing that, especially with their kind of offense. So credit to Lightfoot. Credit for Lawson, for Diedrich, for competing inside. I mean, he doesn't have kind of like the SWAT numbers that Mitch does, or he isn't always like all over the place defensively, but he was the body that he needed to be. And I think Mitch Lightfoot mentioned Diedrich Lawson played pretty well on the interior defensively while going for a double-double as usual.
Yeah, they made everything hard for K-State. Everything was hard. I mean, K-State shot 31.6%, and it looked that way. I mean, I really thought every shot they took just looked unsure. It looked off when it left the hand. It looked, even the ones in close, they were feeling Mitch Lightfoot. They were feeling Diedrich Lawson's length. I mean, everything looked hard for them after the start, and this was exactly what Kansas needed. There was a lot of talk in the post game about Saturday in Lubbock against Texas Tech. That game embarrassing these guys, humbling. One guy called it. You know, a wake-up call, things like that. You know, nobody wants to say that's what you need this late in the season, but what they did need was to respond in the proper way, and I think that shows you they did. This was exactly what they had to do after that game, and they're in it now. I mean, Self's talked a lot about that. You know, he said this a ton in there. I don't want to talk about the streak. I'm not worried about the streak. I'm trying to win the league this year. But in order to do that, we've still got a lot of work to do. It's better to be in the game than not, though. And he loves that phrase, in the game. And they are. They're right there. If they can bottle this up, and that's been this roller coaster season where on the road's been so hard energy-wise, and then they come back here. You wrote about in your column today. This place gets them right. They've got to find a way to take this with them. They have 2 road games left that are going to be tough. Bottom teams in the conference, Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. They have nothing daunting. They've beaten both of them. But there's something about the way they play when they're on the road.
Yep.
So this is the blueprint. This is what they have to do. Mitch Lightfoot can do this in any building.
Mitch Lightfoot is the blueprint.
Right.
I mean, you just have to realize that it's that type of intensity that's needed for 40 minutes.
Exactly.
You know, and if
but to be fair, he didn't do that at Texas Tech.
No, no one did.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm sort of confused by with this team. It's like he can do that anywhere.
Sure.
And he just has to. And then if he does it, someone else can do it. And if he does it, someone else can do it. And it really is a contagious thing. I think they get that. I do think they get it. Getting it is different than doing it, though. And that's going to be the big question from this point on. Can they do it? Can they do it 3 more times? And if they do, is that enough?
And it might not be enough because there are still 2 teams ahead of them in the Big 12 standings. So a lot's got to go their way, but they can help themselves out like they talked about. Like Dieter Glosson mentioned after the game tonight, there's a lot of things we can't control, but what we can control is our energy, our effort, and we have to find a way to match this energy we played with tonight from here on out. And I mean, that's part of the recipe. It's only one small part, but it's critical. They're not going to get it done otherwise.
Right. One of the other big things they talked about, a lot of guys talked about this tonight, it's the Big 12. It's a tough league. Anything can happen. It's almost like they're willing that into existence.
Right.
Like, hey, we're just going to keep saying that, and it is true, and it is true. I mean, you've seen West Virginia beat Kansas. You've seen West Virginia have K-State down 20 points. I mean, these things can happen.
Yeah.
K-State's got tough games left. KU has tough games left. Tech has tough games left. It is 3 games, and it's 2 weeks, but it is a long, long way to go. Anything stand out that you want to get to, that these people need to hear from you before we get out of here?
I think that tonight was kind of a reminder that Dieter Glosson and Devon Dotson are stars.
The catalyst.
They could be the guys that carry this team.
Sure.
Now, as we talked about, the difficult part for KU is that it's not just on them. There's so many uncontrollables out there, but I think that's a good starting point. We have a freshman point guard who no longer looks like a freshman point guard, and a preseason All-America level forward who is routinely carried your team throughout this season. He's not been perfect, but I feel like they're both in a good space for these final 2 weeks.
Sure. Bruce Weber said it too after the game. He said one of the factors that he thought was going to be key in this one is what the other guys did. Well, Mitch Lightfoot got 9 points. Marcus Garrett had 6 points. In a game where you only get 64, that's a big chunk. That's 25% of the points almost. And you held your opponent to 49. I mean, the defense was really good. This building was really good. Kansas was really good. And they're still alive. 21-7, 10-5 in the Big 12. 1 game behind K-State and Texas Tech at 11-4. Buckle up. It's going to be wild from here. We'll see you guys down in Stillwater this weekend. Thanks for checking out KU Sports Extra. For Ben Smith, I'm Matt Tate. We'll talk to you guys again soon.